Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a video about rotation and what happens during rotation, how much value you lose during rotation, and typically you lose from the height, so the peak of the price. I'm going to go over two different decks, the two most popular decks, Mono Black with a splash of white, as well as the Sphinx's Revelation deck. So let's go ahead and go over that deck. So Mono Black had this card. This card at one point was a $12 card. Now, after it rotates out, I don't imagine it seeing any play. Maybe like a one-of in Modern as a sideboard card, but it should drop tremendously. It's already like $2. I actually purchased this from my friend for like, I want to say 50 cents a piece. I don't really remember. I purchased a lot. Obsidian, Ghost Council, and my friend, he's a good friend and he knows finance, so these prices or whatever. One of these are mine. I have a play set of these. At the height, this was a $20 card. Now you would be lucky to trade it for like a few dollars. Jace AOT. Yes, Jace AOT at one point. Oh no, this is Memory Adept, but pretty much similar. But Jace AOT at one point was around $40. How do I know it's $40? Strike Zone Online was buy listing it at $25 at one time, and that was I actually sold most of mine to them at 15 to 17, so I missed the boat at when it hit like 50 bucks. But Desecration Demon used to be a $10 card. It will now be bulk, so $10 to like 50 cents, if that. Pack Rat might see some modern play. I highly doubt it. This is a $4 card, and now it's going to be like a 4-cent card. Underworld Connection will go back down to like 8 cents, where it kind of belongs. So that whole deck, well, actually, we're looking at two different decks. But next is Sphinx's Revelation. So Revelation is a very intriguing card, and to be quite honest with you, it does see play in Modern. I just don't. It sees play as a one-of, and I really cannot see it being that valuable. So Revelation, was one of the most expensive cards in Standard for a very long period of time. What is it now? Like, you have to ask. You can't ask what is it retail now, because it still has a long way to drop. It still has about 4 months of continuing to drop its price for most of these non-modern staples. Now we get to two more interesting cards. You get Supreme Verdicts. Supreme Verdict is very good. Like, it's played in Legacy, it has the potential, but again, we're going to hit this problem again. What is the problem with the Supreme Verdicts? Although they're being played in Legacy, they're being played in Modern, it's one of the best, in Legacy you can use Force of Will with this card. So it's actually better than Stormcrow, because it actually does something if you don't want to Force of Will it. Interestingly enough, because RTR was printed so much, that even some of the cards that will see play in other formats are not going to be as pricey, right? And next we get to Mutavault. Mutavault was a $40 card at one time. It's about like 15, 17 right now. I was surprised at that price. I do expect it to go down to like much lower. It's being played in Modern in Merfolks. It's being played in Legacy in Merfolks. Outside of that, I don't know of a deck that would really want it. Maybe Goblins, Elves, a tribal deck of some type. But overall, assuming that you played both of these decks, you would have lost anywhere, I calculated it on an Excel spreadsheet from the height. So again, that's a very bad number for me to pick, but from the height of these two rotating decks, the one deck used the Sphinx's Revelation deck. If you foiled it out, you pimped it out a little bit, you would have lost $400. And most of the deck's price got demolished. Yeah, you still have Elspeth, but outside of that, everything has dropped. Even the Hollow Fountains has dropped a lot from where they used to be. At least 50%, if not more. A lot of the Detention Spear, all those cards, Azuria's Charm, are now pretty much worthless, to be honest. Then we get to the Mono Black. The Mono Black took a massive hit. Pack Rats, Underworld Connections, Mono Black actually was a $200 deck, but outside of Thoughtseize, there's not much eternal value in it. And it's kind of sad. Yeah, maybe the Mutavaults, but I do expect Mutavault to drop substantially. So anyway, rotation essentially takes, if you played the two most popular decks in rotation, you would have lost anywhere between $500 to $700 depending on how pimp it is. I'm assuming that you pimped it out somewhat, especially if you have an entire deck list, right? I know most of these decks actually are pimped, meaning they have foils, foreign foils, things of that nature, and the hit for those cards are even greater than the hit for regular. These are just basic regular non-foils. But if you're serious about playing Magic and you're playing these two decks, which to be honest with you isn't the two most fun decks, like Sphinx's Revelation isn't really a fun deck, Mono Black is not a tremendously fun deck, you probably want to win. And those type of people, they do tend to spend a little bit more on their decks than someone who is more casual. Essentially, if you are going to have 4 Sphinx's Revelations in your deck, you probably are going to pimp it out a little bit. Alright, bye guys.